Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to our channel Trending Signal. I'm Caterina from Italy. So today I'm going to discuss a very interesting, at least for me, and controversial topic, which is divorce. In particularly, I'm going to analyze what are the main differences between divorce in India and in Italy as compared to Italy. So before starting, let's roll the intro. Since some days ago it was the 8th of March, which is, as you guys know, the International Women's Day. So I thought that it could be nice for me as woman to talk about this topic, because for me it's very connected and strictly linked to women empowerment and feminism. But I'm going to explain why I have this kind of view, and of course I'm waiting for your comments as well, so you can maybe let me know what you think about this topic, and if you agree with me or if you don't agree with me. Both kinds of comments are welcomed. So actually, the idea of this video started because so many times I've heard people, especially Indian people, tell me like, oh, but you are Italian, so in Italy divorce rate is so high that we prefer arranged marriage, because as compared to divorce, I prefer arranged marriage, I prefer Indian society, I prefer Indian culture, because in Italy divorce is so high and divorce is a very bad thing. So yes, they are right, because I've read some statistics, and in Italy the divorce rate is 48.7%, so 48, almost 50%, while in India it is only 1%, and this is like shocking. In India, 1% only divorce rate. So there is a huge gap between these two countries, and I'm going to find out why. I'm going to explain why according to me. Before, I want to give you some general information about divorce in Italy. So divorce in Italy became legally in 1970. Before 1970 there was no divorce, and this represents a very big conquest for women and for couples, of course married couples, because before that time, if you escaped from your husband or from your wife, basically police was allowed to catch you and to bring you back. So imagine a woman who suffers violence and abuse behaviors by her husband, being caught by police, and being forced to go back to her home. This is like something that we have to think about when we think about divorce. And maybe you think, oh, divorce is bad. No, divorce for me is synonymous of freedom. It is the maximum freedom that you can think, because everything has an end, and of course relationships has an end. Maybe they can have an end, so it is a way out. It is a safe way out, divorce. For me, divorce is not absolutely a negative thing. It is not the worst thing in the world. We are humans, so we can change our mind. We experienced different things in life. So it is totally okay to realize that your relation is not going anywhere and you want to get divorced. This is totally okay. You are not a failure. You are just a human being. So for me, divorce is a very big freedom for everyone. It is a safe way out. And divorce requires also so much courage and braveness from both sides, because you have basically to revolution your whole life until that moment. You have to start over. So this requires so much courage, so much braveness, and it is an important step in life. But if you believe that your relationship is coming to an end and you want to finish it because you're not happy anymore, divorce is a safe way out for you. So when people say that are saying that divorce is very bad, I actually think that I prefer to live in a country in which people are free to get divorced and are not judged for getting a divorce, because this is a point that I'm going to address in some moments. The judgments from other people, the dishonor, and these kind of things. So I prefer to live in this kind of country instead of living in a country in which divorce is not, it legally existed, but it is so bad considered that if you just imagine of getting divorced, everyone look at you like alien, or like you are a bad person, or what's wrong with you? Why you want to get divorced? You're not happy? Or maybe if you are the other side, like why your husband or your wife wants to get divorced from you? Are you a bad person? Like that. So you receive judgments from both sides, of this story, and you have no way out. So which is the way out? I don't know. Let me know, because I don't see any way out. If you are in a married relation and you are married and you don't want to live with that person anymore because of many, many reasons, and so what do? You start to live your life, and the other person starts to live her or his life, and you pretend to stay together, you pretend to be married for the kids, maybe for the families, you pretend that everything is good. This is very sad life for me, because you have to live truly you have to be true with yourself, you have to speak your truth, you have to be able to meet someone else, maybe to start a new family, because this is also part of your life, of your freedom. So another important point that I want to address is why Indian people consider divorce so bad. Because, of course, I want to say another thing. So in first place, I want to ask to you, so why do you consider divorce so bad? If you consider divorce bad, how do you consider the divorce? And I think that personally, one of the reasons why Indian people see divorce so badly, it is because of dowry. Like, call me maniac about arranged marriage, but for me, it's like arranged marriage, it's the center of Indian society, and it explains so many things. So for me, it is also linked to this, because of course, if you pay money for your wedding, if you pay money to your husband, you want that marriage works, because otherwise you lost so many money. So I think that if you pay a high dowry, you want that your marriage can work, actually. If your marriage is free of cost because you don't pay any dowry, you don't care. Of course you care, but you risk less, no? Because of course divorce is already very, very expensive. It requires so much strength, and you don't want to lose more money that you actually are going to lose. So losing all the dowry, it is a big thing to consider, no, when you are thinking about divorce. And then there is another factor, which is the reputation, because of course, if you get divorced, it is very, very, it is basically impossible for you to get a new marriage, or even being considered like with respect from your society, because you got a divorce, so you are weird, so you are a bad person, something is wrong with you. So if you have to think who is the kind of person who is giving you this judgment or these dishonorable words? Probably this person is a frustrated person who is living your same situation, but didn't have the courage or the braveness to put an end, to finish his own marriage, because maybe this person is just weak and wants to and prefers to staying stuck in an unhappy situation, instead of being brave enough for call himself out and for ask for divorce. You have always to ask yourself, who is giving you this judgment? Probably the person who is judging you is a frustrated person who doesn't want to see you happy and satisfied with your life. Probably this person is living your same situation. It is trapped in an unwanted marriage and doesn't know how to end this marriage. So he is pointing, or she is pointing she's saying dishonorable things, or maybe she treated you in a very bad way. But you have to think who is judging you. This person really wants my good, wants to see me happy, or maybe he is just frustrated. She's just jealous of me because I'm getting out of this unhappy situation. Sometimes also what happened, especially in Italy, it is very common that kids ask for a parent to get divorced, because no kids want to live in a home in which parents are screaming all day, yelling at each other, insulting each other, smash the doors. Nobody wants to live in this kind of situation. So sometimes kids ask, please get divorced and live a happy life. But when we are all together, we are going to be decent human beings and not screaming at each other. So this is an important point to consider too, because sometimes people prefer to staying married for saving the kids or for save the family. But sometimes you have to consider also in which situation you are, because if you can't live with the other person, with your partner, and just the way that just when you see him or her, you start to yell at each other. So it is not a good environment for a kid to live in. You have to think also these kind of different aspects. And in a marriage, there are many things that you can argue about. And of course, if these arguments are just small argument and you can pass and you can fix it, it is good. I'm not saying that for every stupid arguments you have to say, oh, I'm going to divorce. But there are some huge topics that when you face it and you can solve them, it is better to ask divorce and not being unhappy and frustrated for the rest of your life. This is my point of view. Of course, I'm waiting for your comments. Thank you guys for watching and see you on the next video. Bye.